Hello everyone, I am Miss Winona here with me and she is looking very precious. It's been extremely hot outside, so I've had her in just a tank top, but there's been a onesie that I've been dying to put on one of my babies since I got it, and it's this adorable Gymboree outfit. It is like a very nice light cotton, so I don't think the long sleeves are going to be like a big deal, but I just couldn't wait any longer to put it on her. That's the nice thing with Reborns is like sometimes it's fun to dress them up kind of as the seasons go, but you can also kind of go against the grain if you want. And then I have this really cute hair bow. This is a really neat idea that another collector had sent to me. It's really cool. It's just like a regular band, and then they added like an extra piece of elastic, and so you can attach whatever hair bows you want. I think this gold one is going to look really good with the gold leaves. And then I probably won't put socks on her, but I brought out a pair in case I was feeling it. But anyway, today we're going to be kind of talking about a hot topic in the community because, since people have been talking about this, it's, which let me clarify. Since people have kind of been talking about like Reborn documentaries and like how, the media likes to perceive us as being like weird or kind of creepy because we're adults that have a doll collection. I kind of wanted to give you guys a story on what someone who knew absolutely nothing about Reborns thought about one of the Reborn documentaries. And this was kind of like a weird by chance sort of situation. So let me kind of set the stage a little bit. So this is when I was in high school. I would say this was like probably like 2015, 2016. And one of my really good friends at the time, not like such a good friend that she'd been to my house and she knew everything about the dolls and everything, but someone that I really appreciated and really enjoyed spending time to, really shared like a lot of good memories with. We were in an art class, and it's kind of how we became friends, as we both really enjoyed art. And we were just drawing and talking about random stuff, and she was saying, she's like, last night I got into the weird part of YouTube, and that's like always interesting when like people say that. I feel like there's just so many various things that people put on YouTube. So, I was like, okay, what'd you find? And she's like, yeah, there was this documentary about these really creepy lifelike dolls that people treated as real babies. And I was like, oh gosh, I didn't really know what to say. I think I was just so thrown off guard that, I was just speechless. I was just like, wow, yeah, that's really interesting. And the documentary that I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but the one that I believe she was referring to was this pretty old documentary that I think was called like My Fake Baby or something like that. And it was like a story that followed a woman who, I believe, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to rewatch it, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe she wasn't able to have children of her own, and so she had a doll collection. And of course, as a doll collector, I knew that she didn't just like, take her dolls with her everywhere and like feed them every hour and, role play with them all the time. No one does that. Well, no one that I know of does that. I shouldn't say no one. But no one that I know of does that. And so, but they kind of portrayed her in that way. Like she, treated the doll sort of as a real baby, and that was like her, coping mechanism. And, I feel like if you are not a doll collector, you don't collect Reborns or American Girls or Barbies, Blythe dolls, you don't necessarily like understand. And I feel like especially with Reborns, since there's kind of that uncanny valley feature where like, oh my god, that looks like a real baby, but it's not, sort of a thing, people are always going to like see this hobby and immediately like have like a shock reaction to it, and of course media is going to want to like really like hone in on the shock factor of these dolls. Like, oh my gosh, they're so realistic. People, there must be someone who treats them like real babies. And so, of course, so many media outlets have sort of, gone that alleyway. And, it's understandable. Like, I get that it's an interesting story. Like, when you read the titles of these documentaries or like media pieces on Reborns, of course you're gonna click on it. It's interesting, right? And so I think that if someone's already interested in dolls and is maybe interested in being a doll collector, they're going to have maybe a positive reaction to maybe even like some sort of crazy story. But if someone is not a doll collector, no matter what, they're going to kind of look at our doll hobby and be like, yeah, that's a little weird. And that's okay. I've never, wanted just a normal, vanilla hobby. And, I guess even if this was a normal vanilla hobby, I mean, I still love these dolls. I would still enjoy it. But going into this hobby, I knew that it wasn't something that just everyone did, right? And that's what kind of makes it fun and cool in a way. But yeah, I already made a video like on whether I would think that the hobby would be like a mainstream hobby at any point in time. Bottom line is I don't. And, kind of like another debate about these documentaries is like, should anyone, considering that we now know, no matter what angle we want to approach the Reborn hobby at, it's going to be spun for shock value. So, the kind of debate that people are having is like, should we, even do these documentaries if it's offered, because they're going to portray us as being weird. And the thing is like, I don't think that these Reborn documentaries or Reborn story pieces are necessarily an inherently bad thing, because as I was kind of saying, people who already, think that dolls are cool aren't really going to care about like, oh, look at these crazy doll ladies, they're going to be like, whoa, those dolls are really neat. Maybe I want one. And another cool thing that kind of comes out of like, different dolly YouTubers doing doll documentaries is like, let's just say this media piece, it's like, whoa, shock value, adds in all this crazy stuff that's like not even close to the truth. But then, they mention where you can find these YouTubers or find these people who are in the documentary. And then you go to their channels, and then, that's where you can really educate, because we don't really have a motive always. I mean, of course, humans kind of always have like sort of a motive, but we're not trying to sell anything, right? Most Reborn channels have Reborn channels because they love Reborns and it's fun, right? And so once we, get the attention of some people who are interested and we bring them over to our channel, I think it's a really important time to kind of educate people. And I know most Reborn channels kind of are very, very down to earth and really speak honestly about role play and little things like that. And the truth is most people role play because it's fun to act. It's fun to come up with a story and to create it. And I don't really have very much time for role play videos anymore, but I did really enjoy that creative piece when I was making them. And now I feel like I'm kind of just getting off topic. But my point being is like, in our case, we know what the end result of the media thing is going to be, and it might be like kind of embarrassing at first, you know, to kind of be portrayed in that light. But at the end of the day, you know, if people really want to learn more and are curious and want to find out more, they're going to find out more. Or, you know, you just look at it at face value and be like, yeah, that's creepy. I mean, someone might even see some of the videos in our Reborn community, like roleplay videos or reaction videos, and be like, those people are insane for doing that, right? And they don't look into it anymore. And so I feel like, you know, if people want to understand and, you know, and want to care about our hobby, they have the opportunity to do so. But, you know, at the end of the day, I've always recognized that not everyone is going to understand and is going to appreciate my hobby. And I think it's always good to be honest about why you're in the hobby and why you love these dolls, because that can help someone else. But, you know, no matter what your reasoning is, even if you're just like, hey, I just collect them for the art and then they go in a display case, some people are still going to find that weird, and that is okay, you know? At some point in time, we just have to be like, yeah, I don't really care, because this is something that I love. And, you know, when I was in high school, you know, someone kind of being like unaccepting, yeah, I'm going to say no to these socks, being kind of unaccepting, you know, in a way, to the face value of the hobby. You know, I'm sure that if I got into, you know, really why I enjoyed it, you know, they were a good friend, they would understand, you know, or a stranger might, you know, not understand, not care. And both those are just fine. We're not hurting anyone by having these dolls. And yeah, anyway, that was kind of a long rant and a lot of different like bits and pieces put together. And yeah, hopefully I explained what was going on in my brain well, because the fact of the matter is what I was trying to say is like, I understand, you know, both sides that people are arguing. I understand saying like, oh, you know, we don't want all these people portraying us, you know, in a negative light, and then other people were kind of saying, you know, well, who cares? You know, people are going to find our videos and maybe think that we're creepy or weird even without a documentary. And I think both those things kind of have some truth in them. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, if a media outlet contacts you, you know, you get to decide on whether, you know, you want to go that route and you want that attention, even if it might be negative attention. Or if you just want to say, hey, you know, I like my little small channel, I don't want any additional eyes on it, and or outsiders' eyes on it, you know, we're just gonna keep it here, keep it in YouTube, or keep it on the channel, I guess. Anyway, now I'm just going on another tangent, but I hope that you guys enjoy this video. I want to hear your guys' opinion, because I don't think that there are, like, of course, any wrong or bad opinions. It's an opinion. But yeah, I want to know what side you guys are kind of on with this, or if you're kind of more in the middle like I am. But yeah, anyway, I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day, and we will see you guys in the next video. All right, bye everyone.